Hello, welcome back. It's me. It's this. You know the score by now. This is like episode fucking like 170,000. It's definitely a real number. Um, nothing too exciting, nothing too mind blowing here. I'm playing Pathologic as usual. Um, I have just started, just loaded and played about 5 minutes, and then realised I wasn't recording. So that's very cool. That's a classic Joe move if I ever saw one. So we're going again. We're going again. I know basically what I want to do. I've got. Why did I only loot one of those? I've got a couple of ideas in mind of what I want to do. But first, I'm gonna do a couple of trades real quick. Guy was far more generous this time than he was last time. Oh, I don't believe I've spoken to you yet either. Go on. You know you want to. Ah, fuck. I mean, I can only get so lucky, right? I can only get so lucky. There was no way I was getting two Schmauders on the trot, one after another, back to back, double Schmauder extravaganza. There was no chance of that ever happening. But what if there was? It's like 1 in 10,000 chance of that happening. But what if it happened? What if it did? You never know, right? You never know. My plan is to return to Daddy Dearest in his big mansion over there, just in case he had any follow-up mission objectives for me. But first, I just wanted to do a little round of the shops. I think it's a worthwhile endeavour to spend the 5-ish grand that I've saved up over the course of today on food, because I just don't know how expensive it's going to be tomorrow. And the shops are fairly well stocked at the moment, so I can get quite a bit of stuff, and it'll just be nice to have it to hand. I'll probably get through it in about 2 days, but that's 2 days that I won't have to worry about food, so I think it's well worth doing. Ooh, hello. Didn't expect that to have anything, let alone a needle of all things. I realised that I actually have enough to buy a second Schmauder as well. Maybe even a third one, I don't know. I think needles are worth 2, so I've got quite a few of those. So it's entirely possible I could get a couple more Schmauders, so I really need to be on the lookout for little creepy girls as much as possible. Not that one. You're not little or creepy enough. You're like a medium-sized, moderately bizarre girl, which isn't the same. You're not on the same level, unfortunately. You're trying, I appreciate it, I really do appreciate it, but you're just not up to standard around these parts. You haven't achieved peak creepy. Hello. You look at all this food. We want the nuts for sure, we want the veg, we want the bread. You don't have any cheap meat, do you? There's some meat only sells for like, yeah, okay, 5.50. Yeah, we want that as well then. Yeah, I'll take all that, thank you. Pleasure. And that should keep me in food for a little while, but there's another food shop up on the corner up here as well that I just want to nip up to maybe get a few more bits. I'll happily blow all my cash from today on on food, honestly, because I mean I'm gonna sleep very shortly, unless we get a new quest, which is unlikely, I think. And when I wake up, it'll probably be pushing night time, so will be worth. Train of thought has returned. It flew off down the tracks, never to return, but somehow the track was just built in like a big loop, and it just came back into the station. It will be worth spending all my money now, because I'll be able to get some more at night time once I start punching knife men to death again. I like little pinatas of coins, and it's great. So we'll do some of that very shortly, hopefully, maybe, perhaps. But first, gonna go speak to El Chapo, see if he's got any really cool things for me to do. I don't think he does. I think I just got a letter about the fact that he'll have things for me to do after the fact that I'd already done the thing he had for me to do. If any of that was normal English that made sense to you at all. But nevertheless, I'll double check with him, and then there's a bed in here I can sleep in, so it all works out quite nicely, really. I do think I do.
That's okay, I'll make it. I'm made of wood.
Just don't be angry with me. Whatever happened to mercy for the penitent? Penitent, not penitent. Those are different words. I don't really know the difference. Sleep. Sleep time. Big sleeping. Big 4 hours of sleep. One more hour of sleep. Stop coughing. You're fine. Stop being a drama queen. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, now hungry, now a little bit infected, which I don't think we can actually deal with yet, because the best way of dealing with that is trading for tablets off kids, and they don't seem to actually have any yet. But we can deal with the hunger at least. Have some meat and a couple of loaves of bread. Already getting through those supplies pretty rapidly, but yeah. Whatever, we're set up quite nicely now, aside from the infection. I might just bump up my immunity a bit, and my health. There we go. I'm going to save here as well, now that we've dealt with all that. Because I really don't know what I'm doing with my time between now and night time, which is still a few hours off. So I guess I'll just have a bit of a wander about. I'm going to start talking to kids a bit more. I really don't think they trade for infection tablets yet. I think that doesn't start till like day 4 or something, so I might be in mildly dire straits by then when it comes to infection. Although to be fair, the only reason my infection has gone up at all is because I had to go into that one house for that quest, so as long as nothing like that happens again, I can keep it under wraps fairly easily, I think. I hope. I pray. I pray. I don't even think shops sell immunity fixes. Not immunity fixes, infection fixes yet. I don't think that's a thing either. I might be completely wrong on that. Ooh. Very nice. Looks like the bins have reset while I was asleep. That gives me something to do. And go dumpster diving. I do also have a couple more lockpicks, right? Yeah, I've got 3 lockpicks. Maybe that's a good way of investing my time as of right now. Should really do my B&E while I've got, you know, opportunities to do so. Let's go with this house. This one looks cool. You don't always have, a great deal of spare time in Pathologic, so scared her immediately by having my fists out when I walked in. That was pretty cool. I want that fish. Can I get that fish without angering that man? Can I get that fish at all? Uh-oh. Ow. You're really just gonna punch a girl in the face, huh? I don't know. See a hungry waif girl come into your house and take a fish so that she doesn't starve to death, and you're like, well, I know what I'm going to do in this circumstance. I'm going to punch her to death. It's like the most brutal way of killing someone, really, isn't it? It doesn't get much more personal than using your own fists to just club the life out of someone. Like, if it's just like a knee-jerk reaction, shoot them with a gun, then like, yeah, okay, it's still bad, but it's like, much more in person. That is quite the haul. I'm taking that. I wasn't prepared to loot it that time, so I just backed out and reset, but I am 100% taking that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Like gold dust, those medkits. Honestly, I don't know if it's I'm better off just... Ow. I don't know if I'm better off just selling it than keeping hold of it, considering the amount of free bandages you can get in this game. They are worth quite a bit. I really should have saved before coming in here, because I've taken 2 punches to the face that I really didn't need to take. Also, this house is very unique. I don't think I've been in this specific layout before. I don't think. Ooh, bit of meat as well. Yeah, not bad. I think it's worth taking 2 punches for the amount of shit I've got in this place. I'm going for it. Nothing in there, that's fine. That's fine. That's everywhere then, right? Yeah, got a bit of food, we've got med kit. Worth a lockpick and a couple punches to the face, I think. Next house, let's do this one. Like, I could agonize over which house I'm going to break into, see if I can work out like the optimal house that gets me the most loot, but as long as I get a couple of decent things inside them, I'm not gonna be like resetting over it. It's fine, you know. Ooh, hello. You're scared of me. I don't know how she saw me with my fists out. I put them away like immediately when I came in, but I guess she did. I guess she did. I guess she did. I will. Okay, that's a bottle of water. That is not worth getting into a fist fight over. Jesus Christ, there's a... Okay, there's a knife in there. That's going to be worth a little bit of coinage. Shame I didn't take it, honestly, because the guy was in like slow walk towards you with fists up mode. Yeah, useless. This is actually a really good house for resetting for Schmauder though, if there's a girl right there. Like that is... Ooh, nice. That is a really short reset. Might be worth doing that while I'm here. That might be a worthy, that's how you pronounce that word, a worthy use of my time. To rhyme with girthy. Give me the meat. It's so hard to loot things off plates in this game. Give me... There we go. Jesus Christ, that was difficult. Do you want to, like, not be in this room? Making it very hard to loot things. There's not a lot of stuff in here, honestly. Please, just patrol elsewhere. I can't even get through the doorway at the moment because of where you're standing. Come through here. Come through here, come on. Come on, you can do it, I believe in you. I don't know what your patrol routes are like if you're just stuck in the room that you start in. I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty certain I've seen people cross the barrier, cross the threshold. He didn't see it. How did he not see that? I'm not complaining, but how? How exactly? Okay, a single coin in there, that is not worth getting my dick reversed for, so I will just hippity hop out and back in again. I'm gonna go for that knife though. I'm gonna go for that knife for sure. And oh look, we've got another chance to talk to this fine young lady. Nope, nothing, okay. Just the knife then. Thanks, pal. Joe out. You know what? Okay, that was dumb. That was dumb. I tried to swipe the water on the way past, completely forgetting my own grievances with how difficult it is to fucking loot anything off a work surface. Particularly an interactable work surface. Hello. That infection is creeping up quite rapidly. Have I got any more immunity boosters? I need to get my immunity under control if I want to get my infection under control. They sort of go hand in hand. I don't really. I know I might be able to get some though, like, while I'm doing this resetting. Let me just, was he on this floor? He was on the top floor, wasn't he? Yeah. Not you. You. Thank you. That's what I wanted exactly. Oh, hang on. Yeah, those only trade for one. Put those, give that, and there we go. Did it. Did it. Mastered it, didn't I? God, my immunity is fucked. How did that happen? I know I went into an infected zone, but I thought I boosted it back up again afterwards, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Wouldn't be unheard of. Oh, come on now. She's not even got anything. Not that I would trade for anything else with her, because anything else I bought off her, no matter how good, is just going to be costing me supplies that I could get a Schmauder with. But there we go. Now you're speaking my language. Klingon. It's a joke, I don't speak Klingon. I am nerdy in every kind of way, literally all the kind of ways you could imagine. Except I'm not a Trekkie, and that's my sort of last gleaming shred of masculinity, of jock culture that I hang on to, is the fact that I am not a Trekkie. That's got to be worth something, right? I have a shred of coolness and credibility about me to a degree, in that I have never watched a full episode of Star Trek. It might be really good. I'd probably really enjoy it, honestly. I'll probably watch it and be like, oh no, this is really good. I'm a Trekkie now. But never have, and probably never will. I'm honestly just not really a sci-fi guy in general, as a rule. Like, I never really saw the hype about Star Wars. I thought it had some okay world building ideas, like there's some cool concepts in there, but I just didn't really enjoy the movies. I always just sort of gravitate more to a fantasy setting than a high fantasy setting or whatever, than to a sci-fi setting. Like, I prefer Dragon Age to Mass Effect. I prefer Skyrim to Starfield and Fallout. It's just my bag, if I'm honest. Oh, there we go. Suddenly all this was worth it. These are only worth one each. Okay, that's fine. I've still got enough stuff to happily. In fact, I'll trade the flour away. Lighten my load a little bit. Okay, that's 2 Schmauder. That's a pretty good start, I think. That's a pretty good start. Day 2, 2 Schmauder. We'll save. Another save slot, because I have made some pretty nasty mistakes doing all this, but I can't imagine I'll roll them back unless I'm in a particularly nasty situation in the next few hours of gameplay, which seems unlikely, all things considered. You never know. One more house to break into, I think. What lies behind door number 3? Now, I think the only time I really enjoy sci-fi to like a real degree, in that like it becomes something I really sort of I guess obsess over to a degree, is when it's like when it's mildly when it's like a parody, like a sci-fi parody sort of show. For some reason I really gravitate towards those. Like Futurama and Red Dwarf are 2 of my favourite shows that ever happened. And obviously neither of those are particularly very serious very often. And both of them genuinely have a couple of like weirdly heartfelt moments in them, but like for the most part, yeah, they're they don't have their own, special languages or great climactic space battles or anything like that. Yeah, they just are what they are. Futurama is such a good show, man. It's such a good show. I need to rewatch Futurama again. It's been too long. I haven't seen the new series. I believe that is now out. I was talking about it not so long ago, actually, in one of these many videos that I projectile vomit onto the internet. I believe it is now out, I think, so I'll have to get around to tuning into that at some point. I might rewatch all the other Futurama first, possibly, just because I haven't in quite a while. I don't know. Like, even the, like... I like the movies a lot. I thought they were good. they sort of got sort of mixed reception, but I thought they were pretty decent, honestly. And then even the fuck, didn't even notice all this. This is worth repeatedly running in and out to grab this food for sure. And then yeah, even the quote unquote new seasons that they came back with after the movies, I thought were generally pretty solid. There was like some absolute dog shit episodes in there. I'm sure you know the ones I mean if you're any sort of fan of the series. But there was honestly some of the best episodes from the entire show were also in that run. So like, it was mixed for sure. I'm not going to pretend it was flawless, but to be fair, the show never was. Like, there were some fairly mediocre episodes in the original run as well. I've gone the wrong way, and I am in trouble. I am in trouble. I am in all the trouble. Help me. Was it worth it for the fish? Yeah. Yeah, it kind of was. I'm not even done in this house yet, man. I think I'm done on this floor, aren't I? Not looted this, but nothing in it, so that's fine. Have I looted this? I think I did, yeah. That's disappointing. As is that. Oh, let's talk to you before we upset you too much, just in case. You never know. You never know. Ooh, Twirene. Thank you. Awfully generous of you. I'm probably not going to use it. Although, doesn't that actually reduce infection? Isn't that a thing with Twirene? Boosts immunity, okay. Yeah, so not... It's fucking useless because immunity boosters are like the cheapest thing in the game. Speaking of, just pop another one real quick. And a couple of bandages because I've got real beat up lately. And I'm not intending to sleep anytime soon, so I can't heal it off my damage the old-fashioned way. Also, with my infection as it is right now, I'm not sure sleeping would be that safe anyway. It is starting to go nighttime, slowly but surely though, so let's just do a little bit more bin looting and wait for time to pass, I think. A little bit more, just a little bit more. Just a little bit, just a little bit more. Give me just a little bit more. I do wonder... No, I can't imagine I can get into the tunnels under the town until I have a quest to do so, right? I can't just wander into there, surely. As cool as that would be. Let me just completely sidetrack myself again and just see if I can buy anything to deal with my current infection predicament. Not in here, at least. I'll check a couple more, but I honestly don't think I can yet. I don't think the game expects you to be as infected as I am right now. I spent a bit too long in that stinky house, I think. Should have just done the quest and got out, but I wanted to see if there was anything worth looting, and there really wasn't, but you know, at least I can leave with a clear conscience knowing I did all I could to loot someone's valuables. Strange definition of a clear conscience, I know, but... Oh, hello! Nope. Look, just because I've got 2 Schmauders doesn't mean I'm not going to keep pushing to get 3, you know what I mean? Greed is good. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I suppose we should loot all the theatre bins. I don't know, they never seem to have a great deal in them, I think because there's such a high amount of them in one place, they're perhaps set up to give lesser rewards, potentially. It might just be bad luck on my part though, I honestly don't know. It's the same with the set of bins in like the courtyardy parky bit near Vlad the Younger's house. They never seem to provide much beyond a few empty water bottles either. Don't go in there yet. Not yet. At some point, though. At some point, I promise you. I guarantee you we'll be going in those tunnels. I'd put money on it if I had money to put on it. I've got about 45p, I think, in my wallet. I can probably put down on that particular bet. If anyone can match that massive lump sum, then we've got ourselves a deal, you know? We've got ourselves a gamble. Okay. Yeah, I suppose a few water bottles is better than nothing. It's going to equal a bandage eventually. Might as well check the courtyard while we're here as well, actually. Since we're looting bins. I do find it's the more like isolated sets of bins that tend to provide the goods, though. Oh, hello. Hang on, I'll be right with you. There's a bin here. Thanks for waiting. Now, on to the business. Okay, your business is shit. You need to run a better storefront than that, my lady. My young girl. Look, I bet your clone over here is going to be much more forthcoming. Okay, maybe she isn't, but... I can live in my little optimistic bubble if I so desire. Come on now. Gotta do better than this. Gotta. It's kind of illegal to do this badly. Okay, so 11 water bottles. Maybe I've done okay. All this time for a couple of bandages. Is that worth it? Maybe. Possibly. Who can say for sure? I did just see a drunk off in the distance as well, but... I just wanted to finish looting all these bins, you know? Wanted to be sure. One of these could have, like, schmauder in it or something. Just as a real twist to the formula. I mean, a needle's pretty good. I'll take a needle. I honestly don't know if I've even got enough shit to trade for another schmauder. I think I just about do, I think. It's just needles and hooks I've got left now, I believe. But I've got 6 hooks and a few needles. I think that one might have just put me up to 4, which will be what I need. I think. Not certain on that, though. There was a drunk here, I swear. I didn't imagine him. I'm pretty brain broken in a lot of ways, but I don't imagine drunkards. Promise you that much. What am I going to do about this infection? How am I going to get this under wraps? Any thoughts? Any pitching in that direction that you've got right now? Just want to send that my way. That would be real helpful. I feel like it's quite high. It's quite high, needlessly high, you might say. The bins are provided now. I can definitely trade for a schmauder now. For sure, I can trade for a schmauder. Inarguably. Not really hung out round by the cathedral much in this playthrough yet. I'm sure it will come in time. Probably not till about day 7, but in time. We'll get to have a good chat with our good friend Aglaya, I'm sure. She won't put any spanners in any works. Not even a little one. Nothing but good vibes from Aglaya Lilac, I will tell you that. Okay, it has to be night time now. It has to be punching time. It's gotta be, right? I'm not sure. Have I nipped into the graveyard yet? Because I know there's just free shit in here. I think it's stuff you can only loot once per playthrough, I believe. But, yeah, free shit is free shit. I should really be taking advantage of that. Yep, there it is. Free bread and milk. That would have made that previous quest a little bit easier, wouldn't it? Excuse me? Do you mind if I, Okay, there we go. Yep, that's the sweet spot. Mastered it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right, who wants to fight them? Come on, I'm feeling scrappy. Ignore that. Ignore my serious bout of tuberculosis. It's fine. I'm a fighter. I'll take your on. Yeah, just because I hooked up a generous portion of my lung just a second ago, and it appears to be just twitching on the floor next to me. Don't worry about that. It's fine. I'm perfectly healthy. I am ready to fight. Yes, you might catch something horrible and infectious from me, but honestly, I would call that like a superpower. Yeah, that's like my special ability. I'm like Reptile in Mortal Kombat. Oh, what the motherload of a bin that was. No point deviating from the streets. Nobody goes off the streets. Nobody leaves the beaten path, not even murderers, so. Stabby, 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 stabby. Come on, Mr. Stabs. I mean, I'll take a drunkard. That's something. He says, completely resetting all the people outside so he doesn't get to talk to the drunkard. Silly boy. Silly boy, honestly. My brain was like, oh yeah, we'll go in here, we'll see if we can buy anything worthwhile, and we'll reset to try and get some stabby men to appear. While my other part of my brain was like, oh yeah, we need to talk to that drunkard. And the two didn't really align on any particular given goal at that moment. At that particular moment in time, they weren't working together, you know. Left brain and right brain just sort of doing their own thing. I think it is nuts how the left brain and right brain are like two completely different entities almost, you know. They each have like control over a completely different set of functions or whatever in your body, so it's almost like you're being piloted by two separate people. Almost, on some level. Obviously you only have the one consciousness, but like all your other features and faculties are all being controlled by like a duo. Everyone is two. Well, three I suppose if you include the consciousness on top, so. This is my very base level understanding of neuroscience. Probably completely wrong on all counts, but in my head, in my little world, I think that's pretty neat. And I don't want anyone to ruin that for me. I like being Legion. Seriously, where's all the murdering? I shouldn't be. Well, I can complain, honestly. I was going to say I shouldn't be complaining that there's not that many threats on the street, but honestly, I need the threats. I need to get my reputation back up. I need to make some money, and I need to vent my frustrations at the world. Using my my crazy fists. My 36 crazy fists that I have. There's no... I guess it just isn't late enough yet. I don't know what time they come out, but clearly it isn't the second it goes dark. Because I definitely would have bumped into one by now. For sure. For sure I would have bumped into one at least. Right? Maybe? At least the bins are continuing to provide. The the endless bounty of the bins. Don't mind if I do, like. Is this fenced off? No, the fence is on the other side of the road. That's fine then. That's not my problem. Ugh. There's a bin over here that I never loot, right? Is there? Did I imagine an extra bin? Maybe I did. Oh, there's this one. There's this one at the crossroads, but that's definitely not a bin I never loot. Tell you that much. There. There's also the 3 in the warehouse district and the 1 outside Barak's place. I guess I'll wander over to those since I've not really got much else going on right now. And that will probably be about all the bins. I think I missed a couple outside the Hunchback's house and maybe another one like up around the back of the cathedral a bit. But for the most part, I think I've been pretty thorough in my great bin adventure. Music changed. Don't know if that means it's nighttime now. Or that's just the warehouse district theme, possibly. I honestly don't know. Oh, well, the music changed back again. I don't know what the music was trying to tell me at that particular spot, but I'm sure it's nothing worth concerning myself with. A pleasure, young man. I don't think there's any bins in the Notkin or Bad Grief's compounds, right? I feel like there should be, but I don't think there is. I don't think. Again, I've been wrong before, but I don't think there's much point me going over there at present, especially since I can't afford to buy anything off Bad Grief. Its price is a little on the high side. And I'm not the Bachelor, I'm not walking around with 50 grand in my pocket on day 2, you know? Struggling to make ends meet, you know? It's a hard knock life for Clara. This area here, this bit right here has different music and I don't know why. And also a dog. This is the only place I ever see dogs as well, just round here. Oh, there we go, finally. Finally, a little bit of action. Let's bring the slaps. Let's bring the heat. Let me just get lined up. Okay, I missed. How is this guy still alive? Not the guy I'm hitting, the... Oh, fuck, ow. Is this dog coming for me? No, good. That didn't quite go to plan, but I'm not sure I can be bothered reloading, to be honest. I'm playing really, really loosely here, really liberally, and it's gonna come back and bite me in the arse for sure. The amount of hits I've taken in this video and just been like, yeah, we'll roll with it. I shouldn't be quite so willing to sacrifice all my health, I really shouldn't, but here we are. Welcome to the world of Joe not giving a shit. Strange feeling. I was so like hyper fixated on doing everything right in the Bachelor's campaign, and then I ended with like loads of money I didn't need to spend and loads of resources I didn't need to use, and it was like maybe I was a little bit overcautious. So I'm trying to sort of find the middle ground, you know. Obviously, it wasn't that I wasn't being cautious in my first playthrough in the Harrispex's campaign, but I just didn't know the game very well at that point. But I'm trying to like maybe be a little bit more loosey-goosey, but obviously still put my vast knowledge of Pathologic to use. That's the plan anyway. How well it will work for me remains to be seen. Ah, fuck. But what I got from him kind of makes up for it. And what I got for him definitely makes up for it. So, yeah. Okay, it really doesn't. We'll say everything's good, though. We'll call that a win for Joe. Sometimes Pathologic really just has to kick you when you're down, doesn't it? Just trying to sort of find the positives in life, and then it's like, oh, by the way, you're dying, just in case you forgot. Was that a letter I got? Are you a saint or a thief? Oh, fuck, I can't walk and read. Since they call you both names, whether or not you're a saint is not for you to judge, but can you at least remember what it was that you stole? Why did they try to chase you, to hunt you down as if you were the world's worst offender? Sister of mine, don't you cry, don't give in to despair. As powerful as your enemies are, your protectors wield greater power. A villain should be judged, a saint should perform miracles. If you cannot spare time for these everyday commitments, rest assured, I will take care of your affairs for you. You're going to visit the Skinners district today. Do you recognize my hand yet? I honestly don't know where the Skinners is. I've heard it mentioned before, but I don't know which of. I think it might be this top half, possibly, of the knots. This isn't the knots. This is Earth. The top half of Earth, possibly, is the Skinners district. Possibly, I genuinely don't know. So that becomes difficult. I don't know if that was a come find me in the Skinners district, or just a hey, something's gonna go down in the Skinners district at some point, watch out, you know. Because it might just mean that she's gonna go pay the Sabarobs a visit, and that's going to cause me some trouble. Interesting that, like, Clara willed her twin sister into existence, you know what I mean? Like, are you coming for me? You're not. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. We got a bugged one. I love a bugged one. Thank you. Thank you for the freebie. Pathologic, you sometimes do me some favours, you really do. Yeah, as I say, Clara literally admitted that she made her sister up in order to get heat off her back, but now she's getting letters from her sister? The person she made up? That's some god behaviour, that is. She spoke her name and she came into being, you know what I mean? Either that or she really does have a sister, and like the reason she came up with that idea is because of some like primal knowledge that she did have a sister, you know what I mean? That is also possible. Or it's just pathologic and it doesn't have to make sense, is the third option there. I'm sure we'll find out more about the sister as time goes on. Like, this game is very vague, but if you really work to look into things, it does provide some answers at least. Maybe they're not always like clear, like sometimes it is a bit hand wavy, like, oh yeah, that's just how things work here. There's just magic, that accept that, you know what I mean? But at least it gives you some sort of answer if you really work for it, which is nice. I appreciate. Can I hit this fucker, please? Oh, fuck off, man. If you hadn't dropped me a lockpick, I would have saved reloaded that one, because I'm sick of taking hits every single time I fight one of these guys. It's just because I'm attacking them from behind, and if you're attacking from behind, they're able to just wheel around 180 style and just absolutely decimate you without you having any sort of indication of what's happening, which is very annoying. So much easier to fight if you just sort of either they're, you know. Honestly, that was a dick move, my dude. That was a dick move. You stole my fucking kill. But yeah, they're easier to kill if either someone is distracting them, or you don't have anything, or I'm just like straight up fighting them one-on-one, you know. Straight up easier than having them wheel around on you like that. Okay. Should be getting to wrapping up point pretty soon, I think, but I'm gonna just hunt down a couple more jabronis. I just like calling people jabronis, to be honest. It's a word that fell out of fashion and it needs to come back. Bring back the 90s, goddammit. I'm old and I want my childhood back. I've been becoming a danger to myself recently, because I've spoken at length, I believe, about my love for the much maligned, unfortunate ending almost of Sega's career that was the Sega Saturn. I love that console. I grew up with one. There's some games on there that are just nostalgia to the highest degree for me. But I've recently gone down the rabbit hole of buying a load of Sega Saturn games on eBay. Fill out my collection a little bit. I've always been a little bit of a retro collector, but I've only sort of picked them up, you know, picked up stuff for all the consoles really. I've got most of the sort of, you know, the big name ones. I've just picked stuff up when I've seen it cheap in places, yeah. But now I'm sort of actively hunting Sega Saturn games specifically, and some of those run to... They get quite expensive. They get quite expensive. If you want some sort of indication of the sort of prices that I may end up eventually having to sort of pay for things, just go look up how much Panzer Dragoon Saga costs for the Sega Saturn.
The day is over. Your timely efforts allowed your supporters to remain unharmed. A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theatre.
Well, that's unfortunate. Apparently I accidentally hit the guy behind the... Okay, that's a good wrapping up point, I think. We'll roll that one back next time, I think. Thanks for watching anyway. I'll see you next time, yeah. Bye.